I actually just got home and I have probably about an hour or two, so I wanted to go inside the hoop house because I know that there's some trays that I need to water, but also there's these cucumbers in here that all have started to germinate, and so I am going to put some water in here in this tray. These are my squashes. I don't see any of my squashes have started to germinate, but I think the soil can use some water as well. I've been using this pump that I did a video on to spray the top of the soil. And then as far as, I do add some water at the bottom of the tray to soak up. And I'm going to end up bringing this to the hoop house after I get some water in here. These are, what are these? These are my melons, and I planted them in here. None of them have germinated. It's only been about 3 days, and they haven't started germinating yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring these to the hoop house when I had planted them. I didn't have a chance to get them outside, but now I have the chance. I just got distracted because I forgot I sat down some squash plants down here. I mean, not squash plants, sweet potato plants, and you can see that bottom leaf is starting to change, and it looked really cool, even though it's just changing because it needs some nutrients. But I also have these more sweet potato that needs to come off. So basically I am just doing a little gardening work before I have to leave. These were only planted in peat moss, and so that's why they're starting to change color. They had a lot of soil when I planted them, or a lot of roots when I planted. That's why I planted them in soil. These were the ones that didn't have a lot of roots, so I put them in water, but now you can see there's a lot of roots going on. This water needs to be changed, but before I do that, I'm going to pull off the rest of these. So I'm going to take off the bottom leaves off of here and then stick this into water. The space that I'm planting sweet potatoes in, I only need, the bed is what? I think it's a 3 by 15. So that's, is it? No, it's the smaller bed. It's the 3 by 6 bed. So that's actually only 18, because you plant 1 sweet potato slip per square foot. So if I follow that rule, I actually only need 18 slips, and I already have probably 18 or more slips just off of this purple organic sweet potato. And I do want some other ones, and so I have this orange, no, this isn't the orange, this is the white sweet potato that just started growing slips, and I still don't see any action off of my orange sweet potato, the Covington, or this other one. I don't remember what kind it was, but hopefully I want to do, since there are 4 different types of sweet potatoes that I have here, I'm hoping to do just, how many ever is 18 with 4. I know that's not, it wouldn't be even if I did like, you know, 4 of each, but hoping, because that would just be 16, so maybe 2 of them I can do 5, and the other 2 I can do 4. Okay. Trying to just get all of them and take off the bottom leaves so that they don't get wet or soiled, because that's how this water gets dirty fast. I'm gonna leave these last 2 because they're still kind of on the short side. I'm gonna go change this water, and then we'll water this. I'll leave this inside the house, but then we'll bring out the cucumbers and the melons. Who is that?
Spot.
The onions in this bed have gotten so much bigger than the onions in this bed, which is very interesting to me. Definitely has some different nutrients going on in there. Ooh, I did not see this, that this was growing the onion flower. These onions were from last year, and so I was leaving them here, and I'm gonna let them go to seed so we can have some onion seeds. So I just bought the sweet potatoes right here, and I'm gonna put water. Already the zinnias that I replanted already are doing so much better because we have some more zinnias starting to pop up. But I need to water. I don't have time to get to it today, but I'm gonna need to. Right now I'm just gonna water these tomato plants, but I am gonna have to start separating them soon. Since some of these cucumbers I had to growing, I did try to gently pull them out and transplant them here, because it was either try and transplant them and hope that they transplant well, or pluck them out and kill them, because either way they weren't going to make that. I was only going to keep one cucumber plant in here either way, and so the two options was kill it now, or try to transplant it and maybe it can transplant well. But now that I got these out here, some of them still haven't germinated. I'm just going to try and cover those back. Oh, I see this one has 2. So when I see, like, I just try to take the smaller seed and then try and just put it right there. And if it makes it, awesome. But if it doesn't, it's still fine, because I only needed 1 per soil block. So in my opinion, this one has 2 about to sprout, so I can go ahead and take 1. And I saw that that one was about to sprout, and so is that one. Gonna cover that one back up, and everything else should be good. But everything else in here looks like it's growing great. I just brought out the squashes and what is this? The melons and squash. And then all of my peppers are doing so much better, especially now that I found what was eating them, and I put down the sand and sprayed them with BT. They seem to be recovering well. And then all my tomatoes up top are doing good, and I just watered them. I was actually thinking, I'm gonna get out of this hoop house because it's burning in here and it's starting to sweat. I was actually thinking that I'll have to turn off the water. Ooh, it feels so much better out here. I was actually thinking that with I can actually plant my tomatoes inside my hoop house. One, because even if it does get down to 32 degrees, if I plant my tomatoes in my hoop house, I've had my tomatoes and my peppers in there, and if it gets down to 32 degrees, they still won't die. And I've been looking at the weather all the way. There's a free rabbit. That rabbit does not belong here. Hey, Nia! 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 And Naya! Nia and Naya! There's a free rabbit. Free rabbit? Yes, come get it. So I was thinking that if I planted those inside the ground, it would still be fine, because my peppers in there only died when it got down to 15 degrees. If it gets down to 32 degrees, my plants can still survive. So I was actually thinking that I could go ahead and plant my tomatoes inside the hoop house a little earlier than, say waiting till April 2nd to plant all of, or even after April, to plant all of my tomatoes and peppers outside. Hold on. It's actually the next day. I ended up having to leave. I really quickly yesterday, and I just came back from I went to Tractor Supply to get some electric netting. We're gonna be putting electric around the other half of our property where we have the pigs at. And I also picked up some landscape rocks, because at the front of our gate, the entrance to our gate right here, that was where wood chips were, and it was like a really big pine tree, and so then the wood chips broke down. My dogs dug a hole to try to get out of the property, and so I went ahead, picked up some what are these called, landscaping rocks, to fill that. And so now it's filled really good, but I had all the landscape rocks because I got a yard left over. So then we started working on putting the rest of the landscape rocks into the hoop house, and I think it's going to be enough to fill almost all of, at least I would say more than half, probably up to this door down, of landscape rocks. I didn't want to fill this side of like 2 feet anyway, because I'm thinking about putting I'll probably just either leave it empty to keep, I have another table like this because I'm running out of shelving for my plants, and so I might either, what I want to happen is to cut down these two, because there's not another thing on top, and so that I could push this over. Right now it's not pushed all the way over because it can't go, but if I was to cut that, I can push it over a little more and use this half right here for when I'm transplanting and up potting. I'm gonna bring out my one more table, because I still have all of these tomatoes to pot up. I think I have I have 1, 2, 3. I think I have 3 more trays of tomatoes to pot up. So I need to bring in my other table so that I can fit some more trays of plants out here, and then have my son, when he gets home, cut that off so that I can push that over, and then just have this whole right here landscaped with rocks. And that will give me time to think about what I want to do with the right side of the hoop house, whether I just want to keep that for up potting, or if I actually want to put more beds, or if I want to do both, like maybe use half for putting in some more beds, maybe in ground, or just maybe a wooden raised bed, or if I want to just use the whole side right here just to fill with transplanting and up potting plants. I don't know, but I figured I would go ahead and put the landscape rocks here, and it will do the best, and it already looks really great, especially because there was rain and it had flooded really bad in this spot. So this spot is actually lower. When we built the hoop house, this spot right here is lower than, you can't really see, but the middle is higher, and then the back gets lower again. And so we did have to put the most landscape rocks right here at the front. My girls were helping me with the landscape rocks and putting them inside the hoop house, and then I realized that I didn't actually finish filming from yesterday, so I wanted to go ahead and end this video. We only have a little bit landscape rocks left, so hopefully, we're taking a break right now, probably about 20 more minutes of break, and then we'll finish adding in the landscape rocks, and then hopefully move on to electric fencing. I'm not going to film the electric fencing because I have no idea what we're doing, but I did go ahead. I watched lots of videos and picked up all of the supplies that I needed, and I did get the poly wire right here, and I got all of the insulators that I needed, except for I didn't count how many T-posts we need, so we might actually end up needing more insulators. Now that I'm here, I guess I could put on some boots and go around and count how many T-posts we have, because when I left this morning, I realized I never counted how many T-posts we actually had. So I just ended up buying 125, what is it called? T-posts, the clamps that go onto the T-posts. These are all of the spicy peppers. I tried to overwinter, and it all froze and died when it got down to 15 degrees in the hoop house, as well as this bucket and that bucket were my banana trees, and they have not grown back. So I'm thinking they like literally killed the roots, because that time that it got down to 15 degrees. This was one of the plants that died as well, which surprisingly, my citrus tree, what is this? This is maybe is this a lemon? I think that's a lemon tree. My lemon tree, my elderberries, this is a blueberry, there's a blueberry there, and a grape. All of those survived and came back, even though they died back, but they came back. But my banana tree, which was supposed to, my banana trees are actually supposed to be down cold, hardy, up to zone, I think it said zone AB, and I'm in zone AB, but that was just a really freaky time, and it got down so low for so long, and my banana trees did not survive, and I've been hoping that they would come back, but I have not seen them come back. I just got distracted by, I have blooms here. That's so cool. This actually doesn't have a tag, but I'm pretty sure this is my lemon tree. It's definitely a citrus tree, but it's exciting that that has blooms there. And this potted blueberry also has a little bit of blooms. I need to get this planted where the other blueberries are planted. Anyway, I was just coming on here to sign off this video, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.